Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. It's Friday. You know what that means? Probably a busy day. We'll see. Hopefully, we have some peace and quiet, but I doubt it. So, in the continuing war against the middle class, I want to bring this up so y'all are aware. I've talked about this before, but I want to give you some more details on what's currently transpiring. Now, we've talked about beef prices, we've talked about swine flu, we've talked about avian flu, everything of the sort. So that covers the majority of our proteins. So, of course, as everybody says, well, let's go after the vegetable-based proteins or vegetable-based whatever. And gee, at that point, no problem. We're falling right into line with the Beyond Meat people and all that sort of stuff. If we say, oh, the hell with meat, and we're going to just eat beans all the time to get our protein. Well, there comes a problem with that, too. And I've talked about the fertilizer issue before. But now I want to tell you, as we're starting to get into the time when the farmers are buying their fertilizer, buying their seeds, you guys are going to the store, the garden centers are starting to open again. Yes, I know there's a massive blizzard going up through the upper Midwest and the Northeast right now, but go to Home Depot, go to Walmart, whatever it is, and the seeds are starting to come out. The plants will be out there shortly, depending on where you are. But one of the things that plants need, of course, just like us, is to eat, and plants eat fertilizer. Now, you can use natural fertilizers. A lot of farmers use chemical fertilizers just because they really don't have any choice. But for you and me, it's absolutely crucial that we use natural fertilizers. Okay. And I did a video back in the fall about how to make your own, what you need to be saving, what you need to be doing, because it takes a while to save eggshells, coffee grounds, chicken bones, banana peels, whatever it would be. It's not like you're going to be able to get all that real quick unless you own a diner or something like that and you have dozens upon dozens upon dozens of eggshells, or you're one of the lucky people who has a Starbucks around who will give you the spent coffee grounds or whatever. Those are options, guys. You can go talk to the coffee shop and say, hey, what do you do with your empty coffee grounds? Can I have them? What do you do with all the eggshells? Can you separate them out from the rest of the garbage, and can I have them? It's worth asking. I'm going to give you this. This is where I say food is going to be at a premium this year, not only in price, but hard to find. The United States imports more than 50% of our U.S. nitrogen supplies and more than 85% of our potash supplies. Okay, two of the keys in fertilizer, NPK, N is nitrogen, and K is potassium and potash. Okay, make sure I got that right, because P is phosphorus. Yes, right. Yes. Okay. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and chemical compounds. There you go. Try to think about that sort of stuff. Well, here's where the problem comes in. Where do we get most of our fertilizer? Ooh, gee, want to bet? You'll love this. China, Russia, and Morocco. Those are the three biggest places we import fertilizer from. Now, let me give you just a little bit of idea on cost. Diammonium phosphate doubled in price. Monoammonium phosphate up 125%. Potash 134%. Liquid nitrogen 159%, and ammonia 210%. Okay? So the prices of fertilizer have doubled or tripled for the raw materials, let alone what the process to make them with the increase in wages, okay, so that we've all got. So you can expect to easily pay triple for your fertilizer when you start looking at it this spring. Now, here's where the problem comes in. You have all those price increases. China, one of our biggest suppliers, has suspended fertilizer exports claiming tight supplies. They do not expect to be exporting any fertilizer until June of 22. Well, that's halfway into the growing season, guys. What are the farmers going to do when they plant? Because you need to fertilize basically upon putting stuff in the ground. So we're not going to get any fertilizer there. Why does China want to do it? They want to guarantee their own domestic supply first. Okay. Gee, would that be, I don't know. What's that word Trump used? I can't remember. Oh, first? America first? China first? Gee, why is it that everybody else seems to have this idea and not us? You know, the United States' great idea is let's go support the rest of the world and screw our own people, where everybody else is like, let's support us and screw everybody else until we get there. The way we need to be. Like I've said many times, I'm an isolationist. To hell with everybody else. Not, every kid in this country, every veteran, every homeless person has a meal and a bed to sleep in before one penny goes to save the children. Okay, screw them. Let them do it themselves. That's their own problem. So even better, okay? Russia, one of our other big suppliers. This is where it gets good. You want to think about how Biden's policies have effed us? I'm going to try to keep it clean. Russia banned any of its ammonium nitrate exports until April to the United States to say that they were going to support their domestic farmers. Russia first? Maybe. Okay. Except you get a very interesting part where Russia came out yesterday after having a meeting with Brazil and said Russia will double the amount of ammonium nitrate and everything like that they will send to Brazil. Now, what do we get from Brazil? Coffee, primarily, okay, but, a lot of our other tropical fruits and things like that. Russians drink coffee, a lot more tea, but Russians drink coffee. Isn't it interesting that one side says, gee, we're going to ban ammonium nitrate exports to the United States because we want to concentrate on helping our domestic farmers, but at the same time they say, oh, by the way, but we're going to double what we're going to send over to Brazil to help them out with their problems that they have going on down there. You think there might be some sort of agreement that, gee, anything that you grow with Russian fertilizer, Brazil, you need to send to Russia, export to us? These are the little things that people don't see. Biden's whole hysteria campaign about Ukraine is just pissing everybody else off. The whole deal in Taiwan, okay, pissing everybody else off. There are, because of failed policies for the last 50 years, guys, okay, so this covers both parties, God knows how many presidents, senators, representatives, whatever it is, who've had their hand out to China, Russia, pick a country, okay, it's all coming home to roost now. And we're the ones left holding the bag. They got rich, Al Gore, and we got screwed. Now, a lot of us have started our spring planting. Not necessarily outside, even for me, not outside yet, okay? But I've got my peas and my peppers and my marigolds. What else do I have going? I think that might be it. Peas, peppers, marigolds, couple other flowers. I think that's it. And onions. Okay. So I've got that stuff started. It's all inside. It's not ready to go. But some of this stuff goes outside in a few weeks. And I'm going to need fertilizer. Now, fortunately for me, I've been saving my coffee grounds, my banana peels, my potato peels. And I've been, as I get a container full, I dry them out in the oven and I grind them up and make a fertilizer. So I will have something to use. I've been making my bone meal all winter. I mean, all winter so far, guys. All the chicken. I've made 2 pints of bone meal, and my turkey. Okay, it's You take all those chicken bones, you grind them up, you only get about that much. Okay, not much. You need to get a whole bunch. Coffee grounds, everything. But if you are planning on planting anything this year, either I hope you got a very big bank account to buy whatever fertilizer is available, or I hope you've been saving stuff. Now, certainly things that I hope everybody's done, but this again isn't something that you can do immediately. Composting, okay? Composting is going to get you a bunch of stuff that you need for your NPK, certainly. I mean, all your greens are going to give you your nitrogen. You're going to put wood ash in your compost. It's going to give you your phosphorus, So make sure you're doing stuff like this. See, the normal morning sneeze got to come in. Manures. If you can get manures, cow, chicken, duck, rabbit, horse. Sorry. Just, those are good, but you have to compost those as well. But I will say this, all right, guys, do not use dog manure, do not use cat, do not use human. I know there's channels out there that say you can use human manure and everything like that. More power to them if they want to try that, but you're introducing pathogens to your garden that you really don't want to. You should not be using any manure that is from any meat-eating animal, vegetarian animals only. But really, really, really start thinking not only about planting season, but about your entire season. And in regards to everything else, I don't care. Keep saving those coffee grounds, tea leaves, whatever, that you use. Any of your kitchen waste can be turned into usable fertilizer. I mean, I showed you about the easiest thing to do in the fall with just having a bucket and throwing in a mixture of weeds and leaves and stuff like that. And I've just let it sit. I had a full bucket. I'll show you this when I get ready to use it. That bucket is probably 8 inches high at this point because everything over the winter in that bucket has broke down. And I'm going to have a awesome tea down in there, a concentrate that I can use in my garden for fertilizer. From weeds and leaves, guys. Okay, there's going to be another liquid fertilizer. If you plan on growing something, you need to be doing this stuff now, because without fertilizer, unless you've got the world's perfect soil, which I doubt, okay, you're going to need something, and it ain't going to be available. If it ain't available to you, if it's available to the farmers, it's going to be massively expensive to them, as I talked about the prices, and all that cost is going to be passed on to you. And when you start walking into a store and having to pay $1 a carrot, you're gonna take notice. So, all right, guys, we'll see what else happens throughout the day, but that's where I wanted to start. Have a good one. Pinball out.